Hello and welcome to the second day of digital learning. Today we're going to continue our excursion in geometry by taking a look at the area of triangles. So our goal is to find the area of triangles when we're given the necessary information. So let's take a look at how this works. It all starts off with our friend, the rectangle. Now, we mostly know how to find the area of this. The area of a rectangle is equal to length times width, with this being the length, this being the width. Really doesn't matter which one it is. Now, here's the thing. We take the rectangle and we cut it in half. So imagine you had a rectangular piece of paper, maybe bust out a dollar bill if you want, and fold it in half like that. And what you get are two different triangles. But these triangles are identical. So if you were to actually cut them out, and lay them on top of each other, they are the same size, they are the same shape, they have the same area. Well, the way we like to look at it is that this triangle is 1/2 of the area, and that triangle is 1/2 of the area. So the formula that we need to know, the area of a triangle is equal to 1/2 base times height. It's the same idea as this rectangle. We just changed some of the letters. We like to say base and height rather than length and width, but it's the two of the several dimensions you can have with a triangle. So let's take a look at some examples and see how we can make sense of this. This first one, 6 and 14. So again, we imagine this being a rectangle. The area of the rectangle would be 6 times 14. But it's a triangle, so we only have half of that area. So what we'll do is we will go 1/2 14 times 6. And it doesn't matter which way you write these because of the commutative property of multiplication. You could write it either way. And so what we end up getting is 1/2 times 14 is 7. We're still timesing that by 6. And here we'll have 42 units squared, whatever the units happen to be listed in. Now, this is the most straightforward example because we have a right triangle here, where it's very clear that 6 is the height, 14 is the base. Let's go with a different look and see how that changes things. So here's a different look. We have the base, which is 20, and even if we had these other side lengths, that wouldn't help so much. What we need more is the height. And so when you're looking at triangles, it's all about, do you actually know what the height of the triangle is? And here, let's say that the height was 8. And so these are the numbers we're going to work with. And the game, it works just the same as the other one. Area is equal to 1/2 20 times 8. 1/2 times 20 is 10. We'll times that by 8. And we get 80 units squared. So just make sure that you're using the base or the side that is, this is the fancy word for this, is perpendicular to a height. So you're looking for that dashed line with the little square, and those are the two numbers that you use for finding the area of a triangle. Let's look at one final example. Take a look at this one. This is weird. This is what we call an obtuse triangle because this angle is larger than 90 degrees. So again, what we're looking for is one of the side lengths, which we're given. And if this is the side length we're given, we need to know the height. All right, now this is kind of a weird thing. We're looking for how tall it is from the ground. We don't care about how long that line is. We don't care about how long that line is. This is the one that really, really matters. And so if we were given that this is 12, and these numbers over here to the left, these are going to be larger numbers. So this could be something like 14. This could be something like 20. But what we want is we'll use the 12 and we'll use the 5. And I think you probably know where we're going with this now. Area is equal to 1/2. Our base, which is 5, times 12. Now another reason why I have this example here is to show you that you don't always have to do 1/2 and 5, because that's going to get you a decimal, it's going to be awkward. We go 1/2 and 12. So that's equal to 6 times 5, which is much easier to work with. And that gives us 30 units squared. So just to recap everything, the whole triangle thing comes from a rectangle. Area of a rectangle is equal to length times width. Well, if you took a rectangle and you were to cut it from one corner to the other corner in a straight line, we've cut that rectangle into 2 halves. And so we are just taking this formula, timesing it by 1/2, changing the letters, so the area is equal to 1/2 base times height. And we're always looking for the height of the triangle. And so if we take a look at the 3 different looks, you could get a right triangle, and it's a right triangle because they'll have that little symbol right there. So then you just use this height, whatever it is, and this base. You could have a triangle that looks like this. You have to be given the height, and so you'll use that number and the base. Or you could have that weird looking triangle we had on the previous, or a little earlier. It's an obtuse triangle. Again, we need this height and that base. And then it's just multiplication. Again, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask and email me. I'm here to help you guys with this.